how are you? How was your week? Have you had a great summer so far? Do you remember what our lesson was last week? It was called The Victory, and the walls of Jericho fell down. Do you remember your memory verse last week? And did you tell your parents your memory verse? And did you get a prize for your memory verse? So the memory verse from last week was Joshua 6:20, and it says, "The people shouted and the walls fell down." The people shouted and the walls fell down. So this Sunday, we're going to learn about a thief. Have you ever heard the word thief before? What do you think a thief is? Well, a thief is someone who takes something and it doesn't belong to them. So have you ever taken something that didn't belong to you? So we're going to learn about a thief. His name is Achan. Can you say Achan? All right, let's sit back and get cozy and let's listen with our ears and have our mouth closed. Okay, here we go. The Lord had helped his people cross the Jordan River. They had entered the promised land. Joshua and the soldiers had marched around the city of Jericho and watched God make the walls fall down. The Lord had given his people a great victory. One day, Joshua sent a small army to fight against the city of Ai. But the Lord didn't help Joshua's soldiers. The men of Ai, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, maybe Ai, came out of the city and fought against God's people. Joshua's soldiers were afraid and ran away. Some soldiers died. When Joshua and the other leaders heard the bad news, they fell to the ground and prayed, "Lord, today our enemies defeated us. Why didn't you help us?" Then the Lord told Joshua, "One of your soldiers did not obey me. Someone stole things from Jericho. That is why I did not help you in the battle today." Joshua had told his army that all the beautiful things in Jericho belonged to the Lord. The soldiers could not take anything for themselves. Almost all of God's people obeyed him. But one soldier named Achan had disobeyed God. He took things he found in Jericho. Achan did not tell anyone what he had done, but the Lord knew. God saw what Achan had done. The next morning, God helped Joshua find out which soldier had stolen from him. Joshua called everyone together. Out of all the tribes, God chose the tribe of Judea. Out of all the families in Judea, God chose Achan. Joshua said to Achan, "Tell me what you have done." Achan told Joshua, "I disobeyed God. I have sinned against the Lord. When I was in Jericho, I saw a beautiful robe. I also found a gold bar and lots of silver. I wanted those things for myself, so I stole them. I buried them in the ground beneath my tent." Joshua's helpers ran to Achan's tent. They found the robe, the gold, and the silver. Now everyone knew what Achan had done. Because Achan had stolen from God, the army had lost the battle and some soldiers had died. Everyone was sad that Achan had sinned. Everyone was sorry he had not obeyed the Lord. Okay, the summary is Joshua's soldiers were shocked. The little city of Ai had defeated God's people in the battle. "Lord, what did we lose?" Joshua prayed. "Why didn't you help us today?" "Someone had stolen from me," God explained. God pointed out Achan, the man who had stolen treasures. "In Jericho, I sinned against the Lord." Achan admitted, "I took a beautiful robe and some gold and silver. They are hidden under my tent." God saw what Achan had done. Everyone was very sad that Achan had disobeyed the Lord. Okay. So let's do our questions. So why didn't Joshua's soldiers defeat the people who lived in the city of Ai? Why didn't Joshua's soldiers defeat the people who lived in the city of Ai? Who had stolen things from Jericho that belongs to the Lord? Who had stolen things from Jericho that belonged to the Lord? Who knew that Achan had stolen these things? Who knew that Achan had stolen these things? Where did Achan hide the things he had stolen? Where did Achan hide the things he had stolen? Okay. For our Sing with Joy time, I forgot to do this before the lesson. Our Sing with Joy time is Be Kind. So go on, have your parents go on Google and find these songs if you don't have these on CD at home. Be kind. Oh, be careful, little hands. Trust and obey. The wise man and the foolish man. And don't forget your Bible song. Make sure you sing it really loud. Okay, and our memory verse is Joshua 7:20. Achan said, I have sinned by stealing from God. Achan said, I have sinned by stealing from God. And that's from Joshua 7:20. Okay, so let's get out your stickers. And we've got a bird, we've got a robe, and we've got someone saying thumbs up. So take your stickers and put where you think the bird goes, and where the robe goes, and where the thumbs up goes. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is it's called Take Care. So you'll need your crayons. It says find and color 6 hidden objects that children should be careful not to take. So if it's not yours, you don't take it. So there's some things hidden in here. It looks like maybe a sucker or something in the teacher's arm. There's a doll. There's all kinds of things hidden in the pictures, and so you just color things, just the things that you should not take from people. Okay. All right. And then you have your coloring sheet. It says Achan steals from God. Okay. All right, so our disciple story today, or disciple story, is called Princess Chloe. Princess Chloe. All right, let's hear what happened with Princess Chloe. Hi, Laura, said Dee as she entered Laura's house. Hi, answered Laura. Did you bring your doll? Yep, said Dee, holding her up. Chloe doll. Chloe looked a little ragged. Her pants were a little torn on the one side, and she had teeth marks on her leg from Dee's dog Chip. But Dee loved Chloe and thought she was beautiful. Where's yours, Dee asked. My dad just bought me a brand new Chloe doll, Laura answered excitedly. Look! Laura held her up. Chloe and Dee gasped. This is the new Princess Chloe doll, explained Laura. Isn't this the prettiest dress ever? Yeah, Dee said quietly. Suddenly, her Chloe didn't look pretty at all. She was dirty, her clothes were ordinary and ragged, and Chip's teeth marks looked bigger than ever. Dee wanted a new Princess Chloe doll too. Dee and Laura played all afternoon, and Dee liked Laura's new princess doll more and more. Finally, when it was time for Dee to go home, she asked Laura, Do you think maybe you could come over tomorrow to my house to play? I don't know, Laura answered. Let me ask my mom. I'll be right back. Laura ran out of the room. Dee looked at Laura's Princess Chloe doll. She was so pretty. Maybe Laura wouldn't mind if Dee borrowed Princess Chloe for a little while, just for today, and she would give her back tomorrow. Without really thinking, Dee shoved Laura's Princess Chloe doll into her backpack, right next to her own Chloe doll. The doorbell rang. It was Dee's mom to pick her up. Dee ran to the door. Goodbye, Laura, she shouted. Dee called Laura. My mom said I could play tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Okay, answered Dee. See you later. Bye. That evening, Dee played with her old Chloe and Laura's Princess Chloe alone in her room. But it wasn't very much fun. Dee wondered if Laura missed Princess Chloe. She wished she had asked Laura if she could borrow Princess Chloe. Soon, Dee's mom called to her. Dee went to her parents' room. Yeah? Laura's mom just called, said Mrs. Morgan. Laura can't find her Princess Chloe doll, so she's not going to come over to play tomorrow. Dee gulped. Oh no, she thought. Mom, I know where Princess Chloe is, she said. Really? Laura looked everywhere, and she was very sad she can't find it. Dee looked down. Princess Chloe is in my room. Did Laura let you borrow her doll? Asked Mom. Well, not exactly. I mean, I didn't ask her, Dee sniffed. I did something wrong, didn't I? Miss Morgan looked down at Dee. It is wrong to take things that don't belong to you, Dee, she answered. God says that we should never, never take things that aren't ours. But I wasn't taking it forever, Dee explained. I was going to give it back tomorrow. Yes, but you didn't ask Laura to lend Princess Chloe to you, answered Miss Morgan. You took it without her permission. The Bible says to never take things that aren't ours because it hurts us and it hurts them. Laura is very upset because you took something that belongs to her. I feel awful too, Dee said. I'm so really sorry that I took Laura's doll. Miss Morgan put her arm around Dee. Taking things that don't belong to us hurts everyone. She gave Dee a hug. Let's pray and tell God how you feel about what you've done. Then we'll call Laura and you can ask her to forgive you too. That might make both of you feel better. Okay, Mom. And then can we go over to Laura so I can give her Princess Chloe back? That's exactly the right thing to do, Dee, her mom answered. Then they borrowed their hands, they bowed their heads and prayed together. Okay, what a great story. So let's go through our question. Dee and Laura played together with their Chloe dolls. What do you like to play with your friends? And when your friends come over or your cousin comes over, what do you play with? What kind of games do you play? Dee's Chloe doll was old and ragged, but Laura had a brand new Princess Chloe doll. What is your favorite toy? Dee liked Laura's doll better than her own. She took Princess Chloe without asking. Have you ever taken something that didn't belong to you? Dee was very sorry she had taken Laura's doll, so she asked for God and Laura's forgiveness. When have you been very sorry for something you did? Okay. So, what had Dee brought to Laura's house in the story? You remember? What had Dee brought to Laura's house? How was Laura's doll different from Dee's? How was Laura's doll different from Dee's? What did Dee take home from Laura's house? How did Dee feel about taking something that wasn't hers? Okay. So, your last page of learning by doing activities, you've got several games on there that you can play with your cousins or your brother or sister. Have you ever played the game Who Stole the Cookie from the Cookie Jar? That's a great game to play. We also have hide and seek and just some other fun things that your parents can look at and decide what other activities to do about how not to steal. Well, I hope you've had fun, and don't forget to practice praying to God, and when you do something wrong, you ask for forgiveness, and I hope you have a great week with your family, and y'all have a good day. Bye.